Today our topic is how to stop worrying and start living like a Stoic. Life is full of challenges, and it's easy to get caught up in worries, fears, and stress. But what if I told you there's a way to live with more peace, clarity, and strength? This is where Stoicism comes in. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that teaches us how to focus on what we can control, accept what we cannot, and find calm in the middle of chaos. It's not about shutting off emotions or pretending life is perfect. It's about training your mind to respond to life's ups and downs with wisdom and courage. Let's explore how you can stop worrying and start living like a Stoic. First, let's talk about worry. Worry is like a heavy backpack you carry everywhere. It weighs you down, steals your energy, and makes life harder than it needs to be. But here's the truth. Most of what we worry about never happens. Think about it. How many times have you worried about something, only to realize later it wasn't as bad as you thought? Or maybe it didn't even happen at all. Worry is often a waste of time and energy. Stoicism teaches us to focus on the present moment, because that's where our power lies. The past is gone, and the future is uncertain. All we have is now. So instead of worrying about what might happen, focus on what you can do right now to make your life better. One of the key ideas in Stoicism is the concept of control. The Stoics believe that some things are within our control and some are not. For example, you can control your actions, your thoughts, and your attitude. But you can't control the weather, other people's opinions, or unexpected events. When you spend time worrying about things you can't control, you're wasting energy. Instead, focus on what you can control. If you're worried about a job interview, for example, you can't control whether the interviewer likes you, but you can control how well you prepare. By focusing on what you can do, you take back your power and reduce your worry. Another important Stoic idea is acceptance. Life is unpredictable, and things don't always go as planned. The Stoics believed that resistance to reality is the root of much suffering. When we fight against what's happening, we create more stress for ourselves. But when we accept reality, we free ourselves from unnecessary pain. This doesn't mean you have to like everything that happens. It just means you stop wasting energy fighting what you can't change. For example, if you're stuck in traffic, you can either get angry and frustrated, or you can accept it and use the time to listen to music or think. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means choosing to respond wisely. Stoicism also teaches us to focus on our own character and values. The Stoics believe that true happiness comes from living a virtuous life. Virtues like courage, wisdom, justice, and self-discipline are within your control, no matter what's happening around you. When you focus on being the best version of yourself, you build inner strength that no external event can take away. For example, if someone treats you unfairly, you can't control their actions, but you can control how you respond. You can choose to act with kindness and integrity, even when others don't. This focus on character gives you a sense of purpose and helps you stay grounded in difficult times. One of the most powerful Stoic practices is negative visualization. This might sound strange, but it's a way to prepare your mind for challenges and appreciate what you have. Negative visualization means imagining the worst-case scenario. For example, imagine losing your job, your health, or a loved one. This isn't to scare you, but to help you realize that even in the worst situations, you can find strength and resilience. When you imagine these things, you also realize how much you have to be grateful for right now. Gratitude is a big part of Stoicism. By focusing on what you have instead of what you lack, you shift your mindset from worry to contentment. Another Stoic practice is to remind yourself of the impermanence of life. Everything changes, and nothing lasts forever. This might sound sad, but it's actually liberating. When you realize that both good and bad times are temporary, you stop clinging so tightly to the good and fearing the bad. You learn to enjoy the present moment without getting too attached. For example, If you're enjoying a beautiful sunset, you can appreciate it fully, knowing it won't last forever. And if you're going through a hard time, you can remind yourself that it too will pass. This perspective helps you stay balanced and calm. Stoicism also encourages us to detach from external outcomes. In life, we often set goals and tie our happiness to achieving them. But the Stoics remind us that we can't control the outcome, only our effort. For example, if you're training for a race, you can control how hard you train, but you can't control whether you win. If you focus only on winning, you'll feel crushed if you lose. But if you focus on doing your best, you can feel proud no matter the result. This detachment from outcomes helps you stay motivated without being overwhelmed by worry or disappointment. Another important Stoic idea is to view challenges as opportunities. The Stoics believed that obstacles are not just problems, they are chances to grow stronger and wiser. When you face a difficult situation, instead of thinking, "Why is this happening to me?" you can ask, "What can I learn from this? How can I grow?" For example, if you lose your job, it's a chance to explore new opportunities and discover new strengths. If you face a health issue, it's a chance to appreciate your body and take better care of yourself. By reframing challenges as opportunities, you turn worry into motivation. Stoicism also teaches us to be mindful of our thoughts. Our minds are like gardens. If we plant good seeds, we grow beautiful flowers. If we plant weeds, we create chaos. Worry often comes from negative thoughts that spiral out of control. The Stoics believed that it's not events that upset us, but our judgments about them. For example, if someone criticizes you, you can choose to see it as an attack and feel hurt, or you can see it as feedback and learn from it. By being aware of your thoughts and choosing to focus on the positive, you can reduce worry and create more peace in your life. Finally, Stoicism reminds us to live in harmony with nature. This doesn't just mean the environment. It means accepting the natural flow of life. Just as seasons change, life has its ups and downs. When we try to resist this natural rhythm, we create suffering. But when we flow with it, we find peace. For example, if you're going through a hard time, remind yourself that it's just a season and better days will come. If you're in a good season, enjoy it fully without fearing when it will end. This acceptance of life's natural flow helps you stop worrying and start living with more ease. In conclusion, living like a Stoic doesn't mean you'll never face challenges or feel worry again, but it gives you tools to handle life's difficulties with grace and strength. By focusing on what you can control, accepting what you can't, and cultivating inner virtues, you build a mindset that's resilient and calm. You learn to see challenges as opportunities, practice gratitude, and live in harmony with the natural flow of life. Worry may always be a part of life, but it doesn't have to control you. With Stoic wisdom, you can stop worrying and start living with more peace, purpose, and joy. So take a deep breath, focus on the present moment, and remember, you have the power to choose how you respond to life. That's the Stoic way.